From the Kid Dome on the campus of Northampton Area High School, C-Tech 4 Sports presents Mountain Valley Conference basketball. Tonight it's the Pocono Mountain Cardinals against the Northampton Concrete Kids. Pocono Mountain comes into the gym with an overall record of 7-3, while Northampton comes in at 4-7. Happy New Year, everyone. I'm Scott Barr, along tonight with Dick Tracy and Dan Marakovitz, our basketball experts. Dick, tonight we're going to start with you. The Pocono Mountain Cardinals, traditionally one of the strongest teams in all of District 11, 19-8 last year, lost a lot of seniors, but a solid record still this year.
Yeah, they've won 71 games in the last 4 years and really have nothing to show for it. It's that kind of league with the Stroudsburgs and the East Stroudsburgs really hanging on the last couple. This is going to be a different Cardinal team you're going to see tonight, Scotty. Number one, they're young, extremely young. I mean, they are as young can be. And they don't play the tough defense. They don't play the Brad Pencil in your face. Let's get physical and, come up with loose balls and things like that. They'll start two sophs and a junior, two players back, two 6'5" kids back who are seniors, so they're all right there. But they're having trouble getting the ball inside to their two twin towers.
And they do have a couple of big guys. Let's take a look at the Cardinals starting lineup, and you'll see the couple of big guys. Of course, the go-to guy, C.J. Kintz, a 6'6" senior, averaging 13 a game.
Yeah, Kintz and Frazier average 24 between them. They're the Letterman or the varsity performer. But in the backcourt, although Penzel's son is playing in the backcourt, only a soph, 6'3", smart move, get him used to the whole court, but they're having trouble getting into those two big guys.
In talking to Coach Pencil before tonight's game, they've had a couple of sloppy outings. Even though they are 7-3, he's not real happy with where they are right now.
No, he was up front with us on that, and I appreciated that because he told me, he said, yeah, we lost to Freedom, you're right, and Freedom's winless in East Penn. However, we could have lost to Freedom by 30. That's how badly we played. He's really hurting. At this time of year, usually settled into a rotation, Scott. I think he's still shopping for some people.
They come into the gym tonight to face Northampton Concrete Kids, and when we have Northampton on TV, we also have Dan Marakovitz. Dan, this team, similar to Pocono Mountain in a lot of respects, except for the record. They come in at 4-7. Got to be a little disappointed.
Don't let the record fool you, Scott. This is a very young team, a team that had Easton by 4 points with 2 minutes left in the game, a team that could have won up at Pleasant Valley, a team that was defeated and once again squandered a lead with some turnovers and with some shot selections that probably were questionable in Coach Frankie DeFelice's mind.
Let's take a look at the starting lineup that Coach DeFelice will put on the floor. And Dan, just like Pocono Mountain, they spread the scoring around quite a bit. They lack a little bit of height.
Yes, they do. When you talk about height, you have to talk about Tony Beers, the 6'4" junior, Scott. He's actually in transition right now, just like you are. You're coming from the mat to the court. He's coming from the point guard as a youngster to an inside player, and he has done a magnificent job. The next person that we need to mention is Eric Laura. He's a banger, he's a slasher. He plays as hard as anyone on that floor and has contributed valuable minutes offensively to this Concrete Kid attack. We must also talk about Mike Schneider. If Mike Schneider's perimeter game is on tonight, something that has been lacking in this Northampton Concrete Kid offense, the kids have a good chance of upsetting Pocono Mountain.
Anytime you have a shooting team, Dan, you go hot and cold. Will it come down to the shooting abilities of the Concrete Kids?
Well, that'll be a factor, but it's going to be an MAB game. It's going to be one in the paint. It's going to be Pocono Mountain's bigness against Northampton's quickness inside. Will quickness win over the size? That will be the determining factor.
A classic basketball matchup here to start 1997. We'll come back with the opening tip-off of Pocono Mountain at Northampton right after this.
Punkin, everybody should bring their machine to ABE Car Care Center for a 12-point winner checkup.
Yep, ABE will check out your brakes, your transmission, the battery.
They'll check out your defroster, your windshield wiper, the tires, and the blades, too.
And they'll check out the antifreeze and the hoses. They'll make sure your car is just right for the winter.
By the way, how did your checkup at the doctor's go?
I said, well, Doc, how do I stand? He said, I don't know. It's a miracle.
Now, that's a funny doctor.
ABE Car Care Centers.
All right, gentlemen. Tomorrow, your butts are mine. Lights out.
Man, I'm hungry. Russell Athletic Wear is made to handle the toughest situations.
hot dogs,
French fries,
hamburgers,
tacos,
tacos grande, pizza. Coach, going somewhere, ladies. Hard work, dedication, commitment.
Get Russell Athletics. Get tough.
Get up there, large bud, go!
Bethlehem Sporting Goods, your Russell Athletic store in the Lehigh Valley.
Welcome back to the Kid Dome as we're just wrapping up the national anthem. Fine job put on by a group of students and alumni of Northampton High School. See a good crowd on the floor tonight and a comfortable crowd in the stands. Good representation for Pocono Mountain. Stands about a third full to half full on each side for this Mountain Valley Conference matchup. We're going to look at the starting lineups for both schools. We're going to look at the Cardinals first, coached by Brad Pencil. Brad's in his 8th year. And there is Kevin Hall, number 32. This will be Bradley Pencil, the son of the coach. Kurt Strand is number 25. He's a 6-foot junior. Vince Frazier will be 6'5". He's a big guy, senior. And C.J. Kintz, we told you about, 6'6" senior, averaging 13 points a game. And there is head coach Brad Pencil in his 8th year. I remarked to him, it seems like longer than that. He said, sure does. Concrete kids waiting to come on the floor one at a time. Number 42 will be Tony Beers. He's a 6'4" junior. Greg Schwartz is number 41, averaging 10 points a game, 6'3" junior. Another junior, Mike Schneider, number 33, also averaging 10 points a game. Eric Laura is number 22, a 6'2" junior. The only senior on the floor will be Brad Fainal, number 12, averaging 2 points a game, but you expect that from a point guard. And there is Frank DeFelice on the right. Dick, some of the experts think that Nazareth has what it takes to win the Mountain Valley Conference.
That's the word, Scotty. There's Mario Denangelo and Lindy McEwen, 2 veterans of the court wars. Yeah, they're talking Nazareth up quite a bit. Nazareth, of course, 8-0 in their own tournament, playing in the final game. And wouldn't you know, here comes Freedom again. Takes care of another undefeated team, knocked them off, and puts them in the ranks of the 8-1 ranks. Of course, still the team to be reckoned with. And talking to Brad Pencil, and he agreed. He said he likes Nazareth.
Of course, when you're watching sports on SeaTech 4, it's sponsored by Rarig Dodge. Don't let the winter weather keep you home. Rarig Dodge in Bath has the vehicle to keep you moving. Full-size Rams and mid-size Dakotas, 4x4s, club cabs, and snowplows. Rarig Dodge is sure to have the truck to meet your needs. So go to Rarig Dodge in Bath and stay on the go in the snow. That's Rarig Dodge, home of the clean deal. Tony Beers and C.J. Kintz jump it up. Kintz controls. Be brought up the floor by Kevin Hall, the sophomore. This Pocono Mountain team we mentioned has the size advantage. They'll look to go inside, but no, the shot comes from outside. A missed shot by Kevin Hall.
Pocono Mountain's widows 2 wide bodies. It's Frazier and Kintz, Scotty, but they're not the agile type, you know, it's going to go up and over people. They're just bangers in there, so you really won't see any sky.
Scott, we talked about Eric Laura, the kind of things he does inside. When he gets the ball on the box, positive things occur. Great entry pass by Beers as he goes from behind, comes back in front of the rim and makes a most uncanny shot. Now has an opportunity for a 3-point play.
He converts the 3-point play. Northampton jumps out 3-0 on the 3-point play by Laura. I didn't hear who the foul was called on. I believe it was Frazier.
Scott, that was a good example of quickness versus power, and that time quickness won out. We talked about that on top of the show.
Frazier from the paint with his 2. It's 3-2 Northampton. Good ball movement on both sides. You'll see the matchup zone defense from both teams. 24-footer for Mike Schneider. That's good for 3.
Schneider's a real legitimate 3-point threat, and he's a good stationary shooter. And with his 3-point line, he find a home there, and he'll do well in his career. There's that turnaround, not bad.
Vince Frazier 2 for 2 from the floor. That's his 4th of the 4 points. He's got all the Pocono Mountain points. Fast-paced first quarter action. 6'4", 6-4 Northampton leads if you just joined us.
Frazier's showing some nice touch, even though he looks big and burly. He gets his mitts on that basketball, Scott, and it's a feather-like touch.
Even with the opportunity to walk up the floor, Kevin Hall pushes it a little bit. And looking for the big guy in the middle.
Both teams playing the matchup.
Gets the roll, does Brad Pencil. He gets that shooter's touch and comes by it honestly. 6-6, this game is tied.
So far, they've been able to split that Northampton zone, and they're doing a lot of it off the dribble. They're just going through it and setting up and sometimes dishing to the wing, sometimes dishing inside.
Scott, Northampton coming off a big tournament victory against Quakertown in Addie May's tournament.
Can't convert this time. That shot by Schneider, just about from the same spot on the floor as his last three-pointer. This one doesn't go. Ball goes to the Cardinals. They've made their last 3 trips up the floor count. Out of bounds. That'll be a turnover.
Even though Frazier does have 2 turnaround jumpers near the paint area, I'm sure they would much rather have a play like that, getting it inside, although the end result was a turnover. Now they're bringing the zone out a little.
Pocono Mountain just extending it a little bit, putting a little pressure on the perimeter after Schneider nailed that first one.
It really came out after him, and this time Frazier strips the ball and turns it over to his guard. Wow. Pencil with the turnaround, no good. Rebound, Schneider.
One thing Eric Laura does well, he goes to the hole with authority. Even though it actually wasn't a good shot, he drew the foul and did what a smart player does when he has a defensive player in the air.
That's a shooting foul. Laura will take 2 from the line.
That was a foul, was on Kurt Strand. He's the one that replaced the freshman Blanding. They started Blanding up there in the varsity and fared just a little bit too young, Brad says. So they're going to work him out on JV and try and spot play him in the varsity endeavors.
Number 23, Brian Max, into the game for the Concrete Kids. He's a 6'2 junior. A lot of juniors on this Northampton roster.
Max with the shoulder injury that he received during that Emmaus tournament. Max comes in.
Both these teams will substitute quite a bit. Blocked by Tony Beers. He was all over that ball. Nice clean strip. Held the ball and nice outlet pass. Results in a turnover at the other end.
That just drives Coach DeFelice crazy. An unforced turnover. That'll kill any coach.
Whoa.
There's a walk, another turnover. That walk called against Brad Pencil. A little tight there, Dick?
Yeah, I'm surprised at the number. We have 7 turnovers. 4-3 Northampton leads that category, and both teams are playing zone. And it's really not, the only time we've had pressure is off the Northampton score. So they're really unforced, and that really hurts.
They've really stretched the matchup zone defense way out, really contesting the player with the ball every time. There's another turnover. That ball off the foot of Brian Max.
Tell you what, there's good guard pressure, Dick. What the Northampton guards need to do is start penetrating. The lanes are wide open as the Pocono Mountain match is extended.
Yeah, that's what Strand was able to do. He was able to, when he was in, he and Kevin Hall are able to break that little bit out front. It's not a pure match. You might want to tandem that thing.
Good pass, good bucket, Brad Pencil. He now has 4 points.
That was set up by Kevin Hall with the excellent penetration and the nice dish.
42, Tony Beers tries it in the paint, can't get it. 51, C.J. Kintz with the block.
There, look at that. See, that's a nice play. Now you got your 2 horses right there ready to, kick the rebound back in.
They get another look at the play.
There's the penetration. Takes it all away. Now you get your 2 big guys, Kintz and Frazier, but fortunately they went over the top for Pocono.
Are they ever big?
The call against Kintz, that's the 3rd team foul for Pocono Mountain. No fouls yet whistled against the K-Kids. Brian Max tries to drive, can't get through. Those big guys are really stuffing it up in the middle. Vince Frazier with yet another block.
For the kids, and he brings in an 8-point scoring average.
Max is a good perimeter shooter.
Oh, look at this. Little alley-oop.
Alley-oop goes to Kintz. He can't convert. Foul called. Foul against Beers. You'll get another look at the lob.
Trophy. He said that's the end of the round robin.
No more round robin.
We go back to the four-man format.
A lot of hardware given out on that tournament.
Schwartz misses the first of two, makes the second. Score 15-11. Pocono Mountain leads with under 30 seconds to go.
Wow. I thought it was the end of the quarter when he took that shot.
Looked like he had a man open underneath, but Pencil chose instead to go top of the key three-pointer, couldn't convert.
Gee, they beat the pressure nicely, too.
See if they're thinking the Bears or Schwartz.
Nice drive.
Good drive. Can't count the bucket. As number 23, Brian Max, took it to the hoop to end the first quarter. 15-11. Pocono Mountain leads. We'll be right back.
Introducing the men's ultra-thin wallet and trifold. Made of soft cowhide leather, it holds your credit cards and pictures and doesn't leave a large bulge in your pocket. Available in black, brown, and tan. The price of $15 includes shipping and tax. Send check or money order to Fleetwood Novelty, P.O. Box 9037, Bethlehem, PA 18018. Please indicate color and style. The men's ultra-thin wallet and trifold. Holds all, remains small.
For the lowest price on a 97 all-wheel drive Subaru, no one can beat Becker Subaru in Wescosville. With over 150 new Subarus in stock, you're sure to find the model and color you like with the features you want. And you'll pay the guaranteed lowest price.
So don't buy a Subaru until you see us. We'll beat any other Subaru dealer's price by $250 only at Becker Subaru in Wescosville.
If you're interested in buying a quality used car, then you've got to stop into Mike Davis Auto Sales, where you'll be guaranteed an honest and fair price and where you'll be free of any worries or concerns after the sale. Mike Davis Auto Sales sells everything from compacts to minivans, and most carry warranties. If you or your family need a quality used car, you can feel safe about getting one at Mike Davis Auto. At the intersection of Schott Avenue and Mickley Road in Whitehall, Mike Davis Auto Sales is a family-owned business run by Mike and Bonnie Davis since 1983. That's Mike Davis Auto Sales.
Thank you, Police, in working this program. Scotty wants to get it back to what it used to be. And actually, even though he was 8-17 last year, he did qualify for the playoffs by going 50-50 in the league, and he did get into the first round of PIAA, well, district.
We talked about youth at the top of the show in regards to Pocono Mountain, but Northampton really is only starting one senior also.
Long shot that time by Max, doesn't fall. Danny, Northampton really not able to score from inside. You keep forcing it in there, you start trying to hit from the outside.
Well, that was actually a decent shot by Max, and somebody has to start lighting it up from the perimeter to open up that inside, and that hasn't happened yet, and that's one reason why the kids are behind by 4.
How about Frazier to Kintz? Frazier with the assist. Kintz with the lay-in, couldn't count it because of the foul by Schwartz. Probably a good foul.
Eric Gora coming back to the kids' lineup as we watch a replay. Nice play. Nice little cut across, pin and seal inside.
Scott, you'd probably like to see those two guys on the mat rather than the hardwood.
We need some big guys. Makes good on one. That's 2 points for C.J. Kintz.
Every bit of 6'6", C.J. is.
2 of 2, 3 of 4 overall from the line for C.J. Kintz. Scoreless from the field.
See, when you get two wide-body, two aircraft carriers like Kintz and Fraser, you got to get somebody, a coach on the staff, right? You know, who's going to go physically against them. Because Penzel can't, he's too skinny. So they bring in Bron Holland. Bron Holland, not bad size from when he played at Bangor.
Remember when he was in Bangor? Absolutely. Went to St. Bonnie's, I think.
No, LaSalle.
LaSalle?
So Bron will get in a muscle during scrimmages. He'll keep him honest.
Here's the quick hands by Kintz. Long shot, Mike Schneider. That's a 3.
Twice now, Scott, when Northampton needed a momentum stopper, Mike Schneider has provided that with his three-point ability.
Kintz still can't get it to fall from the field.
Kids now down by 3, Scott, 17-14. Frankie DeFelice needed a big shot. He got it from one Mike Schneider.
That's his second three-pointer of the game for Schneider. He's got 6 points.
Oh, hey, I tell you, we're seeing some great OB play.
Brad Beidelman comes in for the kids, number 35. There is 25, Kurt Strand with his first bucket of the night. 19-14, Pocono Mountain leads. Northampton starting to hit. Brian Max a 3. That's his second 3.
What a difference when they work the ball with passing around that zone. You know, rather than that dribble stuff and give the guy a chance to match. Boy, they're tough inside.
Wow, Vince Fraser is tough inside. That's his 7th point of the night.
Fraser makes it look so easy.
That foul is going to go against Kintz. I have it as his 2nd of the night. You'll get another look at it as Brian Max will go to the line.
We talked about some perimeter play lacking from the kids the last 2 times down the floor, once by Schneider, then by Max. 2 big threes to pull them to within 4.
Chance to make it even closer does Max. He hits the first.
And that's their game. The perimeter's their game, you know, plus they're home. So you're talking about a perimeter team very much like Freedom. When teams like that are on, hey, they're going to stay with anybody.
Max 2 for 2, closes the gap to 21-19. Northampton steps up with some full court pressure. Pocono Mountain beats it easily. Dumps it away with 1 pass too many. Nice quick hands by Mike Schneider.
Twice now when they've used that 2-2-1, they've gotten excellent results. A quick shot the first time, a turnover the second time. Now looks like they're triangle 2 on Max and Schneider. Fainal's wide open.
They're boxing the guards.
Fainal only averages 2 a game. He won't take that shot. There's a missed shot inside. No foul called. Beidelman tried to take it to the hole.
Fainal did the right thing, though, Scott. He drove and dumped off the Beidelman, and he goes in strong, misses, comes back, tries to shoot it while he's falling back. Real tough shot. They figured they stopped the inside game. Schneider and Maxey light it up. Penzel goes to a triangle and 2.
Beidelman takes it inside again. Can't make it count.
Let's see how Coach DeFelice counters.
We don't keep a shot chart, but I don't think Northampton has 2 buckets from the paint. As many similarities as these 2 teams have, and they have a lot. Northampton is an outside team. Pocono Mountain would love to be an inside team.
Look at that high-low set. Nice high-low set with Pocono Mountain.
That one doesn't count as Kevin Hall threw up one. Nothing inside. Tony Beers tried it and couldn't make it happen.
Schneider again.
That's Mike Schneider with his 3rd three-pointer. He's got 9 points. He's the hot hand. You got to get it to him. And just as Northampton can't be effective from the inside, Pocono Mountain stays ice cold from the outside. Brad Pencil misses one. Vitalman gets his shot blocked by Fraser.
Frankie was not happy with that shot selection by his team. He felt they had the momentum, wanted to get a better shot than they got. You're going to see a block there. Tony Beers going in strong. I think it was number 51. Kintz took it off the glass.
You know, you might say that Pocono Mountain's beating that Northampton pressure easily. Well, they might be beating it over half court, but what they're getting out of it is a rush shot, and they're happy with that better position to board.
Air ball tossed up by Kintz. He has yet to score from the field.
Great pass by Mike Schneider.
Schneider to Fainal as he has the bucket.
Boy, he thought he was pegging a runner out at second, Dick, with that dart.
Now that time they held up a little bit after beating the pressure. That's the guy they want to set up.
Boy, not hesitant to pull the trigger is Pencil, but he just has been cold.
One key here, Scott. Northampton's limiting the Pocono Mountain. One shot and done, and they are the smaller team on the floor.
Well, they're playing without. Kintz is ready to come back in now.
Max misses the long jumper, but the long rebound comes out to Fainal. Max still has the ball. Misses another.
Tony Beer is struggling, but he's not stopping inside as he's fighting for every missed shot and rebound.
Foul is on Pencil.
Well, I thought they'd bring both in. It's Kintz in for Frazier. So they're still going with one big guy.
Tony Beers at the line, off the foul.
I don't think Beers has scored tonight yet, Scott, has he?
He has not.
And that's unusual for Tony. He has been the most effective scorer for this Northampton team the last 3 games.
Well, that ends right now as he tosses in the first of 2. He averages a dozen a game. Make it 2 as the score now 25-21. Northampton on a great run. Taking advantage of the cold shooting of Pocono Mountain. Really cold shooting by Pocono Mountain. Kevin Hall missed that shot.
That cold shooting is going to show up in the stats too, because we're going to see Northampton outboarding Pocono Mountain.
There's the outside shot by Fainal. He can't make that one hit. A nice rebound taken by Laura.
Laura had the lane, didn't realize it, kicked it back out. They're still triangling 2 on Max and Schneider.
Again, inside is where the trouble is for Northampton, as Laura tried to take it there and couldn't get it. There's the foul by Laura on Justin Viken.
I hope we have that on replay. You're going to see how one should go in when there's an open lane. Uses his body extremely well to draw the foul. It was a hard foul, and Justin will go to the line and shoot 2.
Kurt Strand back into the game for Pencil. Dad tells son to sit down next to him. He's got a couple of words for him.
And the Storleys. So then once you're getting up early in the morning, get to the Acme.
Viken gets the roll. He's 2 of 2 from the line.
There's a good substitution here. It's going to make Brad Pencil possibly come out of the triangle in 2. But Ben Zeber, also known for his shooting, Pencil may stay with it.
Straight triangle it is.
Zeber is in for Max, who had put up a number of 3-point shots. There's the shot by Beers.
And that shot will be there all day with that triangle.
Yeah, what Frankie chose to do is to just pop one of the men versus the triangle. You gamble with the jump shot, but before that rebound is wide open.
Fainal with the steal. Feeds it to Zeber. Zeber just into the game, remember. Zeber with the nice feed to Beers.
They're going little, worked out.
Beers with the nice inside move. Like I said before, Scott, at one time, Tony Beers was a point guard.
There's an offensive foul. Player control foul called against Kevin Hall.
Eric Lohr gets up with a nice grin. He knows the little acting that he did on that charge paid high dividends as Mario called the offensive. Lohr smiles. Good heads-up play by the kids.
When Northampton took their full court pressure off, they really flattened their zone too. And now it's almost impossible to penetrate.
I think Frank DeFelice told his team, look, if they want to take the shots, let's make them shoot until they make one.
DeFelice and assistant coach Kowalczyk making all the right moves here at the latter part of this quarter.
1 minute to go in the half, in the second half. Fainal, the quarterback, he'll handle the ball, not shooting very much as he dishes it around.
Brent, an outstanding baseball player, known for his defense here for this Northampton squad.
Nice move to the hoop, but again, who is there? Vince Frazier, those big guys play D. Frazier not only made the block, but hustled down, diving after the ball, and another block by Pocono Mountain. What a great defensive sequence for Pocono Mountain. Northampton has had several opportunities and couldn't make it work.
Is this basketball, Scott, or arena football? A lot of diving, a lot of bodies, a lot of scrambling for that piece of leather. As Beers finally picks it up, Schneider wants to tray. It's blocked, and we got a foul.
I'll let Schneider go the hoop on that one. We got the foul was on Penzel, fighting for the board.
The foul, well, if it was on Pencil, they got the wrong guy shooting.
No, on Penzel.
Oh, Pencil is
down
shooting.
there. Oh, we had a call down the other end. We're going to talk a little bit.
There is some confusion. The PA announcer is asking the officials to come over. Brad Pencil, Coach Brad Pencil, is coming over with a question. You see him standing there.
Brad opened with the match zone against Northampton. Went to a triangle and two, and Schneider and Max started hitting from the outside and had stayed with the triangle and two.
Now watch it double after the first pass, Scott. It's very passive. They're going back. Pocono Mountain's patient enough.
Kintz down there helping to bring up the ball, Dick.
Yeah. Under 20 seconds to go. They'll play for the last shot.
Certainly can see over that 2-2-1 press.
Kevin Hall trying to get a look at the overhead clock. Hall will take the shot with 4 to go. He makes a three-pointer with 4 seconds to go. Nice shot selection by Kevin Hall. The three-pointer with 4 seconds to go brings the score to Northampton 27, Pocono Mountain 26. It's halftime. We'll be back right after this.
For healthcare at home, many choose Hartzell's. We offer personal care, private fitting rooms, and a staff of professionals to serve your needs. Hartzell's Home Healthcare has been accredited by the Joint Commission of Healthcare Organizations. At Hartzell's, we can supply you with home medical equipment, diabetic products, supports, stockings, and ladies, feel free to contact our certified fitters for mastectomy products. When it's personalized service you're looking for, request Hartzell's Home Healthcare. Our team of professionals would be happy to assist you. You can talk to us.
For over 39 years, the Harhart family has operated a one-stop service station for all your automotive needs, from repair and inspection to car washing. This fall and winter, let Harhart's fill your home fuel needs too. Harhart's not only offers prompt service and competitive prices, but also 24-hour emergency service and computerized automatic delivery. For experience, courteous service, and expertise, call Harhart's Fuel Oil Service today.
You're watching the Lehigh Valley's company of choice, C-Tech 4.
(27-26) at the Kid Dome, favoring the homestanding Concrete Kids. Danny Marakovitz, we said they were a good outside team. They showed it. They hit a few threes in that first half.
Well, really uncharacteristic so far this season, Scott, because their bread and butter has been their inside strength with the victories they've had. But Brian Max, coming off an injury, has lit the outside scoring up for the kids, as well as one Mike Schneider, who has 3 3-pointers. And talk about shooting. Right behind us, we have two guys who could stick it, two ex-Northampton Concrete kids, Greg Vogel and Dave Rank. So it's appropriate that Schneider and Max come off and really light it up.
Let's take a look at some of the statistics from the first half. You'll see some of the percentages. Dick Tracy, Northampton, or Pocono Mountain strong inside. Defensively strong.
Yeah, you're going to see some more numbers here, Scott, because it's pretty alarming. You're saying, geez, how is Pocono Mountain being outboarded? Well, they're being outboarded because on that little pressure defense that Northampton's running, and then they're forcing the quick shot. And, of course, the three. Northampton from three-point lane, from the foul line, build up their lead.
They really have. They've shot 4 3-pointers, and you look at the foul shooting for Northampton, 7 of 9. They just can't get the ball inside, Danny.
Well, the rebounding, like Dick pointed out, Northampton has come on strong and boxing out inside in that second quarter, limiting the Pocono Mountain to 1 shot, and their 2-2-1 press has really helped the Northampton Concrete kids to a 1-point lead.
Everybody's coming back from the lobby with finishing their hot dogs and Cokes. The cheerleaders making their way to their stand. And we'll be back with the start of the second half right after this.
When I see a sailboat, it gives me great pride to be part of the Scott family.
I think our sailboat emblem is a sign of trust, integrity, and generally caring about the customer's needs.
There's a tremendous sense of pride in all of the employees when we see that sailboat. And it's something that the entire Lehigh Valley associates with the Scott dealerships. That's us. That sailboat is us.
Once upon a time, there were 2 wise carpet buyers.
Come on, Caitlin, I'll give you a big hug while our mommies are shopping at Ramita Rug. You must be good and quiet as a mouse. They're buying carpet for the entire house. Boy, this sure feels soft under my seat. Think how good it will be under your feet. If you can't come in and see our display, don't get upset and don't dismay. For we have a truck with samples galore that we can bring right to your door.
Fairy tales and dreams can come true at Ramita Rug, 958 North 4th Street, Allentown.
Welcome back. Our coverage continues and continues the way we left off. C.J. Kintz with his first bucket from the field, believe it or not.
Second time with that alley-oop, Scott, and it was there this time again. A little pump fake, and he got the basket, put the Cardinals in the lead.
Kevin Hall with a good look, Dick, on that alley-oop, made it happen for the Cardinals.
Northampton has really keyed on Kintz inside, not allowing him anything. Again, his first field goal comes in the third quarter.
Pocono Mountain with a little wrinkle defensively. They're taking a point and they're bringing it out at the top of their zone, and they're having a second man hug Beers. They don't want him that open when he's playing high.
I thought for a second there they were a box and one on Schneider, but it's a straight match.
That matchup zone's so tough when you're a shooting team. The guy with the ball gets pressured every time. It takes a bunch of quick passing to get it around. There is Frazier with another block.
That brings the Northampton coaching stance towards feet. They wanted a foul against Beers, but there was no call. Both DeFelice and Kowalczyk wanted that call.
There's the follow by Kintz. He makes good on it. He now has 6.
Difference on the board.
They're just challenging Brett Fainall to take that shot.
Pocono Mountain would love to see Beers shoot out there on the top of the key.
Dick, Beers is a pretty good perimeter shooter.
Yeah, but it's the only 6-foot body you have under there, and taking it away from the board.
Inside to Frazier, that's one of the few he's missed tonight. Frazier was hot in the first quarter. Had 3 field goals in the first half. There's Schneider. He had the stroke in the first half. Can't get it going this early in the second half. But comes up with the turnover. Fainall's going to challenge to the hoop. Draws the foul, misses the shot. Fainall will go to shoot 2.
Another nice assist by Mike Schneider. He hit Fainall in that second quarter on a bump and run as Fano laid it in up ever so soft. That time Fano missed a shot, but will go to the line and shoot 2.
Foul is on Kevin Hall, the sophomore. It's his second.
There's where you're going to see Fano offensively. Now, you know, that doesn't look like much, but that's a super play. You know, get the ball out front. Your point guard has it under his control, drives to the basket, draws the foul. It's just a great play. Slowed it down, got the chance to make it and set up your defense.
But missed both sides of the 2-shot foul. This time it's 41. Greg Schwartz drawing the foul on the follow. This foul goes against Frazier, his second.
And that brings some words of encouragement from Coach Pencil about his team allowing the kids to come up with that missed shot. Beers let it slip through his fingers right to Schwartz.
I think they talked about offensive rebounding a little bit in the locker room.
Oh yeah, prime time.
A lot of second chances in that first half by Northampton. They've started the same way here in the second. That's how you shoot foul shots. Greg Schwartz, 2 of 2. 3 of 4 on the night from the stripe.
Ooh. Wow.
Frazier makes the quick move, returns the favor, draws the foul on Schwartz.
Hardest shot in basketball, a runner.
You're going to see a wide body come down the landing strip as Frazier just goes in strong up against Schwartz.
Schwartz finds himself in a little bit of foul trouble. That's his third.
I think Schwartz felt some turbulence, Scott.
There's a little halftime evidence of talking from Scotty. Beat the pressure that time, ended up with a layup, 3-point play.
Took it right to the hoop.
Didn't take long for Coach DeFelice to bring Brian Max back in the game.
Laura takes it inside, and the only success Northampton has had inside is in drawing the foul, and Laura does that. Pencil takes the foul, his second. Laura will go to the line.
Coach Pencil didn't like that call, didn't like the fact that Northampton got the ball inside and thought Laura's shot was blocked.
Laura misses the first. Northampton was 7 of 9 from the line in the first half. Makes the second.
Northampton went in the locker room with a 1-point lead, but quickly here, Pencil's Cardinals has taken a 3-point lead.
33-30, the Cardinals lead.
Interesting, Dick, when he has number 51, C.J. Kintz, bring that ball up against the Northampton pressure.
Yeah, well, that, you know, look over the top. Depends on where Beers is going to play him.
Followed by Frazier, can't make it hit. 2 shots taken by the Cardinals, 0 for 2 that trip down. Northampton comes up with the ball and quickly pushes it up. Turnover went through the hands of Laura.
Looks like Pencil has a green light on offense, man.
Yes, it does.
Nice
play.
Great entry.
Frazier again, he's been the go-to guy inside.
Hall has been the distributor for the Cardinals, and Coach DeFelice has seen enough, Scott.
Frazier racks up his 11th point of the game. And it's a timeout for the K-Kids, and it's a timeout for us. We'll be back.
Yes, as a matter of fact, it was the middle of the night. I just called them, and they came right away, and within a half an hour, dropped me off at home, and I didn't have to worry about the car whatsoever. It was all taken care of.
Supreme had me in a rental car within an hour. The paperwork, the estimate, and the car. I was on my way, and as a matter of fact, I was in time for my next appointment.
Oh, whoopee, I said. Boy, I couldn't be without a car.
Supreme Auto Body, celebrating 65 years of excellence.
I remember my mom going to Walter's Pharmacy. Now I go. Walter's fills my prescription needs quickly. When I can't get away, Walter's comes to me with free delivery. Walter's Pharmacy, making life easier through genuine care since 1937. Walter's Pharmacy, 401 North 17th Street in the Allentown Medical Center.
Dodge has the front-wheel drive vehicles to keep you on the go in the snow. Neon, Avenger, Stratus, Intrepid, or Caravan. Rarick Dodge has the car to meet your winter needs. That's Rarick Dodge on Route 512 in Bath, home of the clean deal. Not much use for the snow vehicles yet, but you know it's on the way. 35-30. Pocono Mountain, no stranger to snow themselves up in the Pocono Mountains. 35-30, they lead. Cold from the outside in the first half. They forced it inside in the second half. They've had a lot of success there.
Little battle of the mascots at that timeout, Scott. Cardinal almost lost its head.
Snyder yet to score in the second half. There is the shot and draws the foul on Pencil. That's Pencil's third foul.
Dad's a little unhappy.
He really bailed Mike Schneider out here because Mike doesn't really have a good look as he's hit, as he lets the ball go, much to the dismay of one Coach Pencil.
I'd like to see Michael penetrate once in a while. With that left hand, he could probably be fluid. Take the jumper, go through.
He was hot in the first half from the outside. Makes both his foul shots as he now has 10 points, moves into double figures.
There's from behind.
Nice steal, nice feed, nice lay-in, Brian Max.
If your big guy's bringing it up, you don't want him dribbling to bring it up, just look over.
Max has 10.
That way, nice and patient. Now go to half. Turn around and look, you got a 3-on-2. End up with a jumper.
End up with an easy jumper for a Pencil. That's one he'll take all day long, that 15-footer.
37-34. Pocono Mountain still on top.
Both number 41s, Pencil and Schwartz, playing with 3 fouls.
Pencil has gone back to a straight match. That second quarter, he was triangling 2 on Max and Schneider. So far, he has stayed in a straight match during the third quarter.
Well, Denny, you can't be afraid of the driving ability of Northampton. They just really haven't been able to. There is a great drive by Schwartz.
Talk about left hand, Dick.
Helps to be left-handed.
Boy, it really throws that defense off. As Schwartz, doing what he does best, taking it to the middle.
There's a turnover, the walk by Pencil, but again, Danny, that's something that maybe Pocono Mountain felt comfortable allowing. The way Fraser and Kids have been playing on the inside, I think they're more concerned with the outside game right now.
Well, because Northampton was so effective hitting those 3s in the second quarter, they went back to a straight match, and so far Northampton has done some damage in the interior, with Schwartz really leading the way.
There's a shot for Schneider. He likes that one.
Oh!
He counts it.
It's 4, huh?
That's a 3-point bucket made and the foul.
Well, we talked about the inside game. What it does, it opens up the outside for one Mike Schneider as he gets the Kid Dome roll, which will soon be called Pete's Place. And Mike not only hits the field goal, but now gets a chance for a 4-point play.
Yeah, we didn't mention enough on that. Pete Schneider, what a guy. Going to get the entire gym named, little ceremony here on January 23rd, Scott. Going to have the gymnasium named after him. Boy, that's a great throw.
Yeah, to have a building named after you.
Man.
Heck. I don't have a couch named after
me. He was a
me.
fixture.
How about a mat?
There you go. Foul on Westervelt as Schneider completes the rare 4-point play.
I had a few names shouted at me.
There you go.
None which we can repeat.
That's good movement there. Over the top again. A lot of patience. Got the foul in the backcourt.
Dick, the press has given them the lead. It has forced Pocono Mountain to take shots they really don't want to take and has given Northampton some momentum.
The foul on Max is his first. That will be Max's second.
2 straight fouls. They still don't have it to half court.
I think Maxie a little surprised by that call. DeFelice calls off the Dogs as 2 fouls is enough for 1 trip up to half court. Seems like forever that since we've been down this end of the court. There's Kintz, tosses up an air ball. He just has been frustrated in his abilities to get to the hoop. Works it around the outside. Northampton can't get the roll. That was Brad Bottleman who tried.
Nice play. Set up the inside play.
Pencil took it to the hoop that time. Couldn't count it. Quickly back up to the Northampton end. Mike Schneider with the hard drive. No foul, no call at all.
Tony Beers.
Great follow by Tony Beers.
The Northampton offensive edge, I tell you, a lot of it's off that board.
One shot and done, Dick, on the defensive end for Pocono Mountain.
42-37, the K-Kids lead. A minute 45 to go in the third.
The Concrete Kids have regained the momentum after losing it to start the third quarter.
They really did come out cold the third quarter, and you got to hand it to them. You know, it's a team that comes in 4-7, certainly not favored to win against a 7-3 team.
I like the coaching move by DeFelice, though. His team went cold. He went back to the full court 2-2-1 and has changed the complexion of his game, along with the outside scoring punch of one, Mike Schneider.
Fainal back into the game for Max. 41 is Pencil. You know that by now. There's a three-pointer for Pencil.
And they're going to get that shot. What Pocono Mountain likes to do, come down with three guards. Middle guard cuts through after his pass. They just replace and fill, and that shot's wide open at the top. Big turnover. Big turnover.
Laura tried baseline, couldn't handle it.
Not a good decision there as Pocono Mountain comes up with the steal and now can tie or possibly take the lead.
Now watch this. He'll pass wing, cut through, and someone pops the top. Look at Pencil. Wide open at the top. That's a nice play.
15-footer Pencil doesn't make it.
I like that inside-out offense, Dick.
Yep.
Pencil got his own rebound, takes two shots, doesn't make either. But you're right, Dick. They're going to feed that middle.
Yeah, you can't want more than that. Your best shooter getting two 15-footers.
Well, Kintz draws such a crowd, Dick. When the ball goes inside, there's a lot of gaps on the perimeter, and Pencil had time that time, but simply could not nail it.
The foul is going to be on Westervelt. His second going to the line will be Tony Beers. He'll shoot two. Beers with only 6 points in the game so far. That's just half of his average, and we're nearly into the fourth quarter. So both big men being shut down pretty effectively here. C.J. Kintz for the Cardinals with just 7 off a 13-point average.
You and your perimeter team, this is where you should really be able to add the points up. Dead net ball, getting a foul line, just keep adding and adding.
Beers makes good on 1 of 2.
.43-40 at the 26-second mark here, closing the third quarter.
Obviously, the Cardinals will play for last shot. Fainal forces the issue a little bit. Not going to get too aggressive up there. Look for Pencil at the top of the key or inside.
Pencil wants to stop action. DeFelice is saying, pack it in.
Little cut through. Ooh.
Almost threw that ball away. There's the top of the key, 21-footer. No good for Kevin Hall. 43-40. K-Kids maintain the lead. But it's a tenuous one. We'll have fourth quarter action right after this.
If you don't replace your air and oil filters regularly, you might as well drive your car off a cliff, because dirt can really mess up an engine. Fram Extra Life air filters and Fram Extra Guard oil filters keep out dirt best to protect your engine. Fram, America's #1 premium brand. Pay a little now for a lot later.
You're watching the Lehigh Valley's company of choice, C-Tech 4.
There's someone's hand on the floor. We head into the fourth quarter of tonight's Mountain Valley Conference matchup. 43-40. Dick, you and I talked to Brad Pencil before the game. Complained of looking sloppy against Tamaqua, sloppy against Freedom. Will he say the same thing again tonight?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, because he's getting what he wants. You know what I mean? You pattern your offense. You're going to play a patterned offense, and you work 20, 30 seconds to get that one play that you're patterned for, then you better stick it. And he's getting pretty much of that, but he's just not able to put it in. You know, you're happy with, I'm sure the best team shooter is Penzel and his son, and he's getting just about what he wants, but he's not stabbing it.
By the same token, Danny, Northampton comes in with a young team, a losing record against a perennial power in District 11. Could this be a turning point for them?
Well, I think the Emmaus tournament was the turning point for the kids where they won 2 out of 3, and this is just an extension of those good, positive things that happened down at Emmaus. Northampton really came out of the box okay in that first quarter. Third quarter, they came out slow, but they're right back and maintaining a 3-point lead here.
Pocono Mountain, man-to-man, man. And they got the 2 Twin Towers back.
Steal by Frazier. Gives it up to Pencil. Pencil dishes inside. It's good. Kurt Strand.
I like Strand. Strand's playing well.
Has seen limited action, has Strand. That's his 4th point tonight. Closes the gap, 43-42. Northampton leads.
Now he'll put pressure on the ball and try and overplay some of passing lanes.
Schneider maintains his dribble, though. He tripped, or was tripped. There's a long jumper by Schneider. He was making those in the first quarter. Can't make it this time.
So far, Pencil's defensive call has stymied the kids early here in the fourth quarter. Boy, how many times have we seen that tonight?
We've seen him miss 2 of those. There's Kintz, makes good on the second effort. 44-43, another lead change. Pocono Mountain jumps back in front.
Good call by Coach Pencil on that alley-oop again.
Oh, he didn't block him out.
Feidelman, no good. Follow, no good. Northampton still with the ball. That's Feidelman again. This time it's good.
Excellent dish by Beers. Feidelman made it count this time, missing his first 2, and the kids grabbed the lead.
The kids will not be out-hustled tonight. They've chased down every loose ball. There's a kick by Laura. Didn't allow the ball to get fed down inside to Kintz.
2 Northampton subs in.
2 Northampton subs is right. Both with fouls. I was going to say both with foul trouble. They are not. Max has 2. Both together, however.
I saw Fainal heading to the sideline. I thought, no, I'm sure he doesn't want him out. Keeps him back in.
Fainal's been running down a lot of balls defensively.
Nice play.
Got to stop that feed inside. Kintz with an easy bucket.
Second time, Dick, they've scored on out-of-bounds plays. That drives a coach crazy, especially that easy putt that time C.J. Kintz had. There's Schwartz again.
Schwartz goes inside against Kintz. That's against Frazier. Frazier will draw his third, will get his 3rd foul.
Schwartz 6'2", giving up 4 inches against the much taller 6'6" Vince Frazier, but is able to draw that foul.
Schwartz and Bideman are really challenging inside, and they're doing it off the dribble. They're not, you know, it's not a finesse deal. They're just going straight at him, and they're picking up the bonus points.
Both left-handers, both with a feather-like touch inside.
And the steal, count it, Mike Schneider with another bucket. Schneider has 16.
Turnover.
And a turnover, traveling the call. Northampton has stepped up the pressure. You're going to get a timeout for the Pocono Mountain Cardinals. Danny Marakovitz, it's defense.
The act of larceny there by Mike Schneider gives them a lead, 49-46. And you're going to see a walking violation. Good hustle there by Fainal and Schneider again, as Lindy McQueen is right on the call. as Northampton now has a 3-point lead, Scott.
Schneider had the steal, the bucket, and forced the travel with a little help from his teammate Fainal. 49-46, the Concrete Kids lead. Dick Tracy, what do you tell your team when they're out of sorts like Pocono Mountain? Right?
First of all, you tell them you don't dribble against that pressure. You're inviting trouble. You're dribbling into a double or sometimes a triple. Save your dribble, try and look over it, and just play that patient. You don't realize how long it is to 10 seconds elapse till you get it to half court. So just take your time. It all started with Schwartz's good drive. Good, strong drives, and then they picked off 2-1 off their defense.
Brad Pencil keeping his team on the sideline for an extra second or two.
You know, there's so many games in Mountain Valley Conference that are going to come down to even Stevens in the last quarter. It is really balanced. And I'm not that sure yet if Nazareth is really that far out in front.
That is what all the experts are saying. Nazareth the team to beat. And most of them also picking Pocono Mountain as a number 2 team. And many of them have forgotten entirely about the K-Kids until maybe tonight.
Well, Pocono Mountain's 3 losses, got a 7-3 record, have all come to East Penn Conference foes. And they're the ones who beat Durham.
And Pocono Mountain 1-0 in the conference. It is early in the year. Now's the time of year you look at that schedule and can't believe that March will ever get here. Schneider misses the jumper.
I don't know if Coach DeFelice wanted that shot by Mike Schneider. Up by 3. He forced it a little bit. Now he has that shooter's mentality, Dick.
Yeah, but
he feels like he can make anything he throws up tonight.
Dribbling to his right, you know, and coming back with that left hand, that's a tough shot.
It's tough.
Beers commits the foul on the baseline drive by Strand.
I saw so much of that with quarterbacks in these bowl games over the weekend. You know, rolling out and then opposite side, they almost got a short on it.
Boy, Strand passing the ball excellent tonight for the Pocono Cardinals. That time he gave us another part of his offensive game as he took it in strong and drew the foul against Spears. He has a good touch, and he's going to try to cut that 3-point Northampton lead.
Laura quickly checks into the game for Schwartz. Off the front of the rim.
I haven't seen the Pocono Mountain pressure yet.
Yeah, usually when you have the big guy back there in the paint that you can rely on as the last line of defense, you might step it up a little bit.
I don't know.
Maybe that timeout had something to do with it.
I don't know if you'll see it now, Dick, with both number 50 and 51 in the game, Frazier and Kentz. I would think before, when they had a smaller team in, you might see the pressure.
Well, here it is, but it's man-to-man to Oos. Strand's out. You're arresting him for the stretch.
Straight man.
Yep. Little bothersome. Little passive.
So the switch up in defense by the Cardinals. Vandal takes a look at it. This is to Schneider. Nice feed inside by Schneider. A little too strong for Beers.
A little too much beef inside for Beers as he couldn't get it to fall. Good defensive stance there by Frazier.
Ooh, very compact zone by the kids.
Want them to take that outside shot.
Yep.
Pencil's the outside shooter they're going to go to. They went to him twice in a row at the top of the key. Have not gone back to that play. Commit the turnover as it goes off the foot of Frazier out of bounds. There is Frankie DeFelice. Looks a little disheveled for his efforts tonight.
Had a notion.
Oh, finger roll by Eric Laura. Have I called him Frank all night? Eric Laura with 7 points, none bigger than the finger roll inside to make the score 51-47. K-Kids.
One tough shot by Eric Laura.
There's a walk.
Oh.
A foul?
One referee had a walk, Scott. The other one had a foul before the walk.
We'll get another look at that one.
Let's look at this out-of-bounds call, too, Dick. They've been so effective with their out-of-bounds plays under their bucket.
I don't know about that one.
Ooh, they're starting 1-4.
Foul went against Eric Laura, his second.
50, I think, Dick, will come out for the ball as 51 will go right to the broken line, and they're going to try to get it right into him. Nope.
Long pass to the perimeter. Frazier inside Laura. The rejection from behind. on the big man.
See, those are power rebounds. You know, you're really not going up finesse type. Coming down with a ball and Laura in a good position to stop it.
Have another look at Eric Laura. Had the finger roll at the other. He's playing like a big man.
Laura doing it on both ends of the floor, making the great offensive move and then coming up with a big block against number 50, Frazier.
Kintz has been quiet from the field, and this time he is blocked by Tony Beers. Northampton impenetrable in the paint.
Oh.
Bad shot selection there for Northampton. Laura is inside for the rebound. Can't count it. That's 42. Beers
pounding the offensive backboard. Laura, Beers, and finally Beers gets it to fall.
Beers tried the long shot. Laura with the follow couldn't go. Beers puts the K-Kids up 53-47.
He's tagging him.
Beers gets hit with the foul, his third.
That's foul you don't mind if you see it called for 32 minutes. But when it's omitted for 29 and calls the last 3, you worry a little bit.
This is the block by Beers. And while we were watching that, Kevin Hall with a three-pointer makes it 53-50. Northampton now with 2 minutes and 20 seconds to go in the game. Certainly all they wanted coming in was to be in a position to win this
shuffle.
one.
Oh,
there's a real nice dish.
Nice shuffle play.
23, Brian Max found himself free. He's got 12 on the game, puts his team up 55-50.
Maxey going in left-handed nicely off that weak side screen. Kids making it look easy.
Way off the mark is Westervelt. The crowd chants air ball, and indeed it was. Pencil drives the lane, is grabbed by Eric Laura. That's Laura's third.
Mike Schneider trying to make the save, doing something you really don't want to do under the opponent's basket, throwing that blind pass back in bounds, hoping that your man will come up with it. Pocono Mountain did, and as a result, number 41, Bradley Pencil, will go to the line.
They'll be shooting 1-1. That's the 17th foul against Northampton. Northampton will take a timeout. Danny, Frank DeFelice waiting to the very last second to call that timeout as he's trying to ice Pencil here.
Well, he didn't know if he wanted to take it or not. I'm sure he wants to settle his team down offensively, up by 5 here at the 146 mark. No reason to do anything stupid. Come down and have excellent clock management, and probably wishes that Pencil will miss the front end of a 1-on-1.
Key substitution here, Scott. He did take Frazier out of the game. Now that gives him one big man, and that means you're in with a pressure team. So look for the Cardinals to pressure off the foul shot.
They certainly do need to make something happen as we are at 55-50. Northampton indeed extending their lead in this fourth quarter. They came in leading 43-40. I think have to be pretty happy with the way they've been able to move the ball, finding open shooters, and especially, Danny, the hustle has been incredible by the K-Kids.
Well, you got to hand it to guys like Laura, Max, Fano, Beers with the big block, Laura with the big block, Schneider with the great hustle. It's been an overall team effort defensively for the Concrete Kids. Frankie DeFelice making a lot of good coaching moves, getting the right people out on the floor at the right time.
And certainly the brand of basketball they're playing tonight, it's the kind that will get the team tired. So a lot of substitutions necessary. And it just seems whenever somebody goes in, as Pencil makes the front end of the 1-on-1, whenever someone goes in, they perform.
Well, you're getting a lot of Band-Aids used, you know, and you like that. Kids are hustling, scrapping for ball. And we didn't mention Jordan Vitamin. Look at the effort they gave them going to the hole against Pencil.
Pencil 2 for 2. He's got 11. Into the game for Pencil is Scott Meadis. It's our first look at him tonight. Meadis is a 5'9" junior, so again, Dick, going with speed.
Yeah, well, he's going to be on Fano because they expect Fano to slow things down with his dribbling abilities.
Schneider loses control momentarily, gets it back.
Turned it over.
Now throws it away. Max couldn't catch up with that one. The pressure defense works for at least one trip down. Now offensive substitutions.
Well, we talked about the nice coaching moves by Frankie DeFelice. You just saw a great one by Pencil as Midas came in, got the turnover, he went out, and now, like you said, Scott, Pencil has his offensive club on the floor.
Fraser and Pencil come back in. Obviously not as quick, but again, they've been banging the ball inside, and a lot of their points have been for the paint. That one from the outside. Nice box out by Max. Gets great position on the big man for the rebound.
Excellent job by Max, Scott. He called it well. Not a foul now.
There is the foul. That'll go against Kintz, his third. It'll send...
Oh, don't see that one.
And a tee against Kintz. Kintz turned around and took the ball in his big right hand and slammed it to the floor on that foul. I don't know what he could be upset about. It looked like he almost committed that to put the K-Kids on the line.
Well, the unfortunate part, Scott, whenever you reach around, even though at times, and I don't know if this was one of them, where you get all ball, 9 out of 10 officials will blow that call. And that time, Kintz got caught, and out of sheer frustration, you're going to see that ball go about 15 feet up in the air as Mario Donangelo hits C.J. Kintz at a most critical time with a technical.
This could be the ball game, man. You got a
Absolutely.
possible 4-point play in possession.
Laura will shoot the 1-and-1. Makes the first. He's got 8 points. That's right at his average. Laura, a 6'2" junior, makes both. Now the technical foul will be taken by Brian Max. Defensive substitution again by Brad Pencil. Brings his son out in favor of Scott Midas. We saw that move just a little earlier. 2 shots for Max, and then, of course, the possession for Northampton.
Good call, Mary.
Max misses the second, but Northampton with 3 points from the stripe to extend their lead to 58-52. 1:09 to go, and the ball. Dick, big moment in this game.
Oh, immense big one. Look at this, a cheap one out of it.
Max beats 25, Kurt Strand to the basket.
Great call by the coaching staff over there. Max felt the overplay, gave the little juke, and was wide open.
60-52, Brad Pencil says we need to talk a little bit more about this with his team. He had the defensive team on the floor. They couldn't keep up with Brian Max. Brian Max with the foul shot on the technical, then turns around with the easy lay-in. 60-52. Dick, this Pocono Mountain team looks frustrated by a team that they thought they should handle easily.
Yeah, well, I'm not sure. He was a little worried about his last 2 performances. I think you always worry about playing so early in the league, you know, on a visiting court. And, of course, Northampton coming off a 2-1 tournament, too. Even game. It was an even game going in, I think. And it's still even, but they just converted a 5-point play. Unheard of in basketball. And what's worse is the time at which they converted. You know, a minute left on the clock.
No time at all to come back for the Cardinals. They definitely have to look to foul now. They have the ball. They need to score and foul quickly. Northampton, of course, will force them to shoot it from the outside.
Scott, we talked about some of the out-of-bounds calls that Pencil made that really worked extremely well for the Cardinals underneath their own bucket. But that last call by DeFelice and Kowalczyk, which found the wide-open Brian Max, was probably the biggest out-of-bounds play that we've seen tonight.
Mountain had indeed had success from out of bounds. Pencil with the wild shot, can't count it. There is the quick foul. Laura had the rebound.
Well, they have put a little bit smart there defensively, too. Look how flat that zone was as you watch the replay.
Yeah, they really packed it back in there, and the foul goes against Viking. Laura goes to the line, trying to ice this game. He's shooting 1-on-1.
Certainly, Dick, if this game shows us anything, it can show the people watching and the younger kids watching how you got to control your frustration, especially when the game is on the line, where that technical has really turned the tide for the Concrete kids.
And it was really a meaningless display of anger. I mean, he was almost wanting to commit that foul. It was an easy call to make. I don't think he disagreed with the call even. He just got mad at the whole situation.
He's forced to play out where he knows he's not mobile enough to stay with a guy with a ball, and he's going to commit the foul.
Again, a wild shot, wild three-pointer, but that's what Pocono Mountain has been forced into.
You got an even ball game. It's going to end up with a double-digit victory.
They're going to open up the paper tomorrow, and they're going to say that Northampton possibly handle this team easily, and no way.
No way.
Foul on Pencil, that's his fourth. Of course, that'll be meaningless with a half a minute to go in the game. Schneider goes to the line to try and add to his total. He's had a great ball game. 16 points tonight off a 10-point average. 8 in the first half, 8 in the second half.
That will be the Northampton coaching staff's biggest job. First thing they want to do tomorrow is come in and say, hey, when we go back up to Pocono Mountain in the second half, don't think it's easy pickings. You got an even ball game, man.
Center makes the front end of the one-on-one. Who's number 14 for Northampton coming into the game? Wholesale substitutions. We don't have varsity numbers on all these guys, but Danny, I think you recognize one of them.
Certainly do, Scott. Number 14, Danny Marakovitz, and Chris Stout have reported into the Northampton lineup.
Schneider misses the back end. As indeed, there is the look at young Dan Marakovitz playing defense.
Well, it gives him a little bit more bugs on defense. Stout only 5'7" also, but he's going to really, pack that zone in.
A lot of shots being fired up by the Cardinals. 13 seconds to go now.
Very unselfish play by Stout. He could have taken that, Dick, but gave it up to Beidelman, and then Beers does the rest.
That's saying a lot. How often does the JV get in the game with a chance for it? That shot is good. Kevin Hall makes the long three-pointer to end the game to bring the final score. Who'd have believed it? 65-55. The Northampton Concrete kids knocked off the Pocono Mountain Cardinals. They had a great holiday season, looking to extend that into January.
Northampton goes to 2-1 in the league now, and of course that little bit just behind. Good to see you, Mark. Just a little bit behind, the top leaders. Pocono Mountain with their first loss in the league now at 1-1.
We said that they would have to come in with a balanced attack with Northampton, and indeed, Danny, they did. The scoring may not reflect all the balance that was there, but certainly the hustle was balanced, the steals were balanced, really the overall game was well balanced.
We said on top of the show, Scott, that it's going to come down to the powerful inside game of Pocono Mountain versus the quickness of the inside game of Northampton. Well, I was wrong, because it came down to perimeter play where Mike Schneider had a career night. And don't forget about the night Brian Max has had coming off the bench, as once they started hitting from the perimeter in that second quarter and continued in that third quarter, Northampton was off and running. Credit some excellent coaching moves by Pencil with the triangle and two, which stymied the kids a little bit, but then Northampton countered with a 2-2-1 press, which gave them the momentum back. But the big momentum changer, Scott, was that technical foul called against Vince Frazier in that fourth quarter, which allowed Northampton to come away with a big 65-55 win, which made Coach DeFelice and assistant coach Joey Kowalczyk have one happy new year.
A big Mountain Valley Conference victory for the Concrete kids. Dick Tracy, Danny Marakovitz, great job tonight. Thanks for joining us. Scott Spielman has been our director. Again, the final score tonight, Northampton 65, Pocono Mountain 55. Thanks for being with us. We'll see you next time on C-Tech 4 Sports.
Tonight's Pocono Mountain Northampton game will be replayed next Tuesday evening at 8:30 p.m.